Where did you go?
Don't be stupid.
You've seen how he is. He's a good man, Elena.
Even good men have standards.
I hope you're not talking about me.
Sir,
Sir, we were just...
nothing.
You were just nothing? Well, if that's really the case...
We'd like to practice the Visifer, sir.
Brother!
Both of you?
I apologize, sir. My brother...
Let him speak.
Yes, the both of us, sir. Meliari for myself and Messaniari for my sister.
Well, if you want to practice the Visiva, you're going to need a piece of equipment from a Masquerada, aren't you?
Yes, sir, but we understand if you don't want to do this. After all, we have nothing to our name and no credentials and...
Will this do?
Sir...
That's not an answer.
What? It would do fantastically, sir. There's enough space for the inscriptions involved in Meliari.
And the blade is more than enough to paint on. Are you sure, sir?
Well, the worst that can happen is I get an ugly blade back, isn't it?
All right, just a minute, sir. We'll do some basic forms.
Now, a moment of truth. The energies do flow smoother.
It worked, brother!
I don't believe it. Thank you, sir.
Well, if there's anything more I can do...
Sigils, sir. Anything that has complicated Dementicate symbols. I'd like to try my hand at the more complex workings.
I'll keep an eye out. And you, Elena?
If you could find plants of the more exotic variety, I could use their dyes. A larger palette drastically alters the effects of Messaniare.
I'll bring back anything I can find. Now, hold on. Since you're both trained in the Visiva, you think you could handle this?
Raw masquerines.
I don't intend on getting bogged down with the documentation if I have to go through the registry's artisans to get these touched up.
Sir, this is basic work. We can get these up to scratch in no time.
Good. Until then, however, we have business to attend to.
Where, sir?
An establishment called the Bleeding Beetle. You know of it?
It's one of our favorite haunts, sir.
Excellent. Off we go then.
Inspetore, if you don't mind me asking, you're awfully familiar with the owner of the tavern.
He was a close friend of my family's when I was younger. Before I joined the Portieri, he shared his purse with us. Helped us get through rough times.
That's sweet.
And naive. Most contadini can't even fend for themselves. What sense is there in sharing?
What sense is there in not keeping everything to yourself? What's the use?
Ah, the stone-cold girl finally shows a sliver of a heart.
It just doesn't make sense.
The street to get you to the Bleeding Beetle's down this way, sir. Too small for the coach.
We'll be waiting for you here, whenever you're done.
It's just ahead. That's him. The one with the flute.
He's good.
Among the city's best. We should get closer.
By the ages.
What do you see?
There, over by the side. That man with the guards. That's Isander Urshel. He's the leader of the Salt Breathers, one of the smaller Masquerada factions that existed before the war. Apparently, they're still around.
I've heard of them. Getting Contadani addicted to stone salt, then charging exorbitantly. They've practically robbed hundreds of families of their stability.
And nothing's been done about it.
And nothing will be done. Not today, at least. Remember who we're here for.
Thank you, thank you.
He's getting away!
Marshal, don't do anything.
You! Stay where you are!
What are you doing?
What? Protect me!
Oh, great. Ready yourselves!
What in all the legacies do you think you're doing?
That man is Isander.
I know who he is, damn it! He has a contract on his head, for blood's sake!
You mean that...
Forget it! I see you're with Armadea. You're here for the Bloodless?
Yes.
Then you will listen to me. Isander is a large man, with a love for large spaces. He will not take any of the alleyways, and neither will you.
What do you mean by...
You will follow him, chase him, and he will send his guards to stop you. Be a dear and take care of them for me.
What do you do?
Slip through the shadows. If you do your job right and keep him running down the wide street, I'll be able to take care of him once he's alone. I repeat, alone. That means...
No guards, we get it.
Good. Then go before you lose him.
Stop! There's 3 of them. We can take them on. Protect me!
Let's do this!
Stop! I can't run. We have to fight!
Spear point!
You have my thanks.
There, ahead.
Going somewhere? Well, well, Lysander. You've been a tough rat to catch.
I did nothing wrong.
Oh, how entertaining the words of the ignorant can sometimes be. You consider ruining the lives of hundreds of Contadani nothing wrong.
They came to me for the salt. They wanted it. I never forced it on them.
No. You simply lied to them. Told them it was medication. And then you watched their lives fall apart in front of you as you grew fat upon their innocence.
I won't do it again. You have my word. I'll give them back the money, I swear.
A kind offer. How unlike you, Lysander.
People change.
Go then. The Laborus will keep its ear out for you. If we hear that you have not been true to your word.
Hunt me again, I'll say.
A fair deal. Off you go then. Now, time for the real show.
Think you can threaten me?
So much cleaner for the heart when they fall upon their own blade, wouldn't you say?
You knew he was going to try that.
Of course I did. Stick around in my vein of work long enough, and you learn that people like that never change. But the lot of you clearly haven't been in this vein for very long.
Silence, bloodling.
And you are in a position to say such a thing. You who ruined the entire plan.
As if you even had a plan. You're nothing but...
Lysander Urshel is a man of habit and a man of fine hearing. After every strong performance he witnesses, he retreats to his abode in the dim way, intent on scribing out the music. This is the only time you will ever catch him without his guards, the time when his neck is most ripe for the cutting. So yes, O Golden One, I had a plan. But come, enough talk of the dead. You've helped me clear a contract. I suppose introductions are at least necessary? My name is Vasco Tessitore, bloodling of the Laboris Salis.
And I...
Inspectore Cicero Gavar of the Registry, Amadea Invidius, initiate of the Dieci Sovrani, and Lumbering Cow, mistake of the Luca Infinita.
How dare you!
Hold, Marshal. We've come with a purpose. Do not forget that. We need to speak with the Bloodless.
I'd guessed as much when I saw Amadea with you, though I am curious to ask. Such strange company you're keeping, my dear.
Well, the winds of change are blowing strong.
And the paths of the supple carried along. I see. Well...
Oh, don't stop there.
I'm sorry?
Certainly you'll not quote one half of the song without the other. The branches of death lull to its beat,
and in their wake do the sleepers weep. Oh, truly, what a choice of companion, Amadea.
You know the song?
My brother taught it to me, yes. It seems you've forgotten who I am.
I'm afraid I had.
Excuse me, what is going on?
Nothing, Marshal. Just exchanging words about an old ditty. But enough of that. I'm sure we'll have more time to talk later, yes?
Of course.
We'll head back to the Astiguarий. We can all speak a little bit more then. A question, Bloodling, before we talk business.
Aye, sir?
You sing songs and tell tales of the lives of others, yes?
That I do. I also eat and drink and sometimes sleep.
Have you ever heard of a young boy who went by the name of Jabs before? His mother had been a dirge in the Laboris as well, Talia Victus.
Not names that chime in my memory, no. Why?
It sounds strange, but you remind me a little of him.
He must be quite the fetching man.
Oh, if he were alive, perhaps.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It has been enough years for that wound to close. Forget I ever brought it up.
My, what a beauty. Already you're taking me to the good places in Spatore.
Marshal, if you'd watch him, I don't want him breaking anything inside.
Does that include his face?
Why didn't you tell me earlier?
What did you expect me to say? Hello, I was a mask runner. I hope you don't mind.
When you use mask runner code phrases in front of me, that's basically what you're saying anyway. Why did you suggest the Bloodless? Surely you know where Alessandra is?
It's been years since I left the Malacate. He's the best lead we have.
Why did you leave?
Reasons.
All right, I won't pry.
What?
Most of the time when people ask why I left the city, I usually feel like introducing them to my fist, so... Yes, I understand if you don't want to talk about it. Besides, it's not why you're here anyway.
You're right. It's not.
What? We'll continue this another time.
Enough, Mariner!
What's going on?
Ah, Inspectore. Perhaps you can be of assistance in this matter.
Why did you bring him back here?
We are to speak to him in the privacy of our lodging. I see no issue with that.
Honestly, neither do I.
Do not speak to me of honesty. You work for the Bloodless. You don't even understand the word.
Kaldena, what is wrong with you?
With me? This man is a tool the Bloodless has used to spread his tides of corruption through the city. Why do you bring him into this house?
To get your brother back. Now sit. We are having civil conversation.
I'm exciting, I know.
Now is not the time for glibness.
All right, all right. The Bloodless has numerous contracts, each with varying difficulty. It is my task to judge which contract is worthy of the price you demand.
2 questions are all we wish to ask.
Ask away.
I do not believe you should be privy to these questions.
Agreed. Your tongue is far too loose to trust.
Ha! Understand this, if nothing else. I have not survived as an agent of the Bloodless by dancing through the streets, tongue-wagging. If this discussion is to progress any further, you must first pay me with trust.
The first step into the mire.
Silence, Mariner! You are seated in the quiet chair. You are not allowed to speak unless you come and sit at the speaking table. Rules of civilized conversation. So, what shall it be then, Inspectore?
We wish to ask him the following questions.
Cicero!
Chair!
The mask runners have a figure in their ranks they call the Herald. Where can we find him?
All right. And?
Where can we find Lysandra Rorik?
For those 2 questions, I have a contract in mind. Perhaps the Mariner would like to be here to hear it in its entirety?
I can hear you fine from here.
Fine. It is a matron.
What?
I can hear you fine from here.
Explain yourself.
Did someone say something?
Explain.
The contract has been placed on the Matron of the Withering Mast.
Matron Beniva?
The Withering Mast is a ward of the Sorelle known for taking in single mothers with little hope left in the world.
And in doing so has only helped dozens of mothers and their families.
No. She has abused the women, plunged them into a life of prostitution. Their children are not spared that fate. There are some in this city that would pay heavy crescents for a child.
Liar!
You do well to understand how seriously little Boris take their contracts, Mariner. If the intelligence says that she is guilty, be assured that you will find no evidence otherwise.
And if we fulfill this contract, the Bloodless will meet us?
The Bloodless will give you your answers. Yes.
She is a matron of the Sorelle, Cicero. A matron of my guild. I need to see for myself if this is true. I'm going.
No. You have a vested interest in this, Mariner.
But I...
And seeing another Sorelle asking about her ward, it'll raise flags, don't you think?
Oh, you're right. I'll take along 2 of the others. Any more and it'll be suspicious.
We'll await your decision downstairs, then.
Quite a temper back there.
The man brings dark tides, and I do not like it.
What do you have against him?
Some burdens are better borne on the shoulders of many. Mine are not such burdens. But I appreciate the thought.
Razatov is somewhere out there, and I need your mind on this. Fully. I can see dark clouds in your eyes. You are drifting from this investigation. I don't want that. Whatever these burdens of yours are, if you ever think sharing them might help...
The others are waiting for you.
Just remember my offer.
Cicero! Ven was telling me we had a special guest.
Livia! I missed you last night.
I was out with Damien. We had some errands to run, shopping for Seiho's sojourn. It's tomorrow, after all.
Damien?
Oh, Cicero. It's been that long, hasn't it?
I'm afraid I'm missing something.
Cicero, meet Damien Marimbus, our son.
Pa, is this...
That's him, all right.
Wow! Pleasure, sir. A real pleasure.
What awful stories has your father told you about me?
Oh, awful? You're kidding, sir. Nothing short of amazing they are.
Oh, Ven.
I speak the truth. What can I say?
I'm sorry for taking your time, Cicero. You're busy, I'm sure. And we have preparations to make for the festival, but it was nice seeing you again.
And you as well, Livia. You won't be going off from here anytime soon, will you?
No, we'll be seeing you around, Cicero. Don't worry.
Excellent. Then until next time. Amadea.
Not now.
I wasn't going to talk about that. I was going to ask about how you knew the bloodling.
Same thing.
You met him as a mask runner?
I thought you said you weren't going to talk about it.
I just need to know if we can trust him.
We can.
All right. If you say so. So, found anything?
I wasn't able to do very much without the proper tools. Livia's got them from the market, though, so I'll be able to conduct further tests now, but nothing so far.
Well, if you do find anything, let me know, all right?
Of course.
So, how is Fabio taking the news?
He doesn't plan to stand in your way, if that's what you mean. He's as interested in the nature of them as we are.
Do you think you'll say the same once we find out what they actually do?
You ask when you already know the answer.
Right. I was just hoping, I suppose.
Look forward, Inspectore. We have work to do.
Settled in already, I see.
It's quite the lovely place you have, really. And quite the motley crew as well.
Don't I know it?
It's not every day you see drops of colors in such close proximity. Golds and blues and browns. Makes me wonder, though, what strange reasons glue this lot together?
Perhaps if you do your job, you might find out.
Yes, of course. We'd best get on with it then, no?
Where to, sir?
A Sorelle ward. The Withering Mast.
It's rather curious that we're traveling to a Sorelle ward without our Sorelle.
There are some times when familiarity is less than wanted.
Now is one of those times?
Unfortunately so.
Even the best of the guilds still has shadows, doesn't it?
We'll be here, sir.
All right, this is it.
An inspetore. It is rare to see a member of the White Spire in a blue ward. It is brave of you to come.
It is only brave if there is a reason to be afraid.
And there isn't, of course. My name is Matron Beniva.
And mine you needn't know.
Ah, of course. I understand. Well, I shouldn't keep you too long then. It seems the lot of you have a purpose here. I'd best leave you to it.
I'm surprised she didn't recognize you.
Whatever it is, we need to find evidence of what she's up to. The women here should be able to tell us more. Excuse me, miss. Have you a moment to spare?
What do you want?
My name is Cicero.
Sable.
And your child?
Why are you here, Inspetore?
Do you spend all your afternoons at this table?
Some. Others I spend in my room.
And those days that you spend out here, what do you do exactly? I do not see very many things for one to busy oneself with.
The comfort of peace and solitude. The nursing hall sometimes gets noisy. Sasha doesn't sleep well there.
That is considerate.
Of course. I would do anything for my daughter.
Truly?
If you have an answer that you are attempting to goad out of me, ask the right questions.
You are a direct woman.
There is no room in this world for subtlety. When you need to survive, you cannot spare thoughts for the game of questions. You ask, you answer, you move on, and treasure the moments in between.
Is that what life is like in here? Ask, answer, move on? To the next question, the next meeting, the next customer?
You are just like them.
Sable, please.
You're not an Inspetore. You're a beast.
You are mistaken. I have not come here to...
Sable? Again? If the matron learns that you are displeasing our guests...
It is all right, Sorelle. There is no issue here.
Well, if there is anything, Inspetore, anything at all, I will be right over there.
You have spirit. Your daughter has been very quiet.
You said that I was mistaken. Prove it. Tell me you are not of their kind.
I am not. By all the ages, you have my word in my heart.
Then help me. Please.
Your daughter?
Beniva.
Lost legacies.
Will you help me, Inspetore?
Yes, Yes, I will.
Then follow me. Everything is fine, Asha. Just fine. Oh, and Asha, would you please let Davina know that my room is looking a little lonely at the moment?
Sable, what is going on here?
Routine, Inspectore.
Cicero, please. I'm not acting within the authority of the registry. Not now.
Cicero. The women in this banco are put on rotation. Every 10-day we must meet our quota of customers, and only then can we see our babes again. In the meantime, we are given that to remind us of why we must work. When we have our darlings back, they lock us in a room beneath the ground until our names appear on the roster again.
It will change, Sable. Now, I came with 2 others. I need...
It has been settled. Ah, Davina. Pleasure you could join us.
Cicero, what is...
If this plan goes wrong, she will not have to lie when she tells them she was no part of it. She and her babe will be safe. I did not hit her hard, so we don't have much time. The passage to the chambers beneath are down the hall. Beniva keeps those who are not on duty on the first level beneath the earth.
But there are more levels beneath.
When we are on duty, she takes our babes and descends further. I don't know what awaits us beyond. I've never been deeper myself. Now, let's go.
She has taken all 3 of them into her room.
That cape is just cloth over the shoulder of a mortal thirsty for flesh. But come, her job is done. It is time for us to retrieve Sasha for her.
Sasha! The stairs down are just beyond this door.
I understand.
Cicero, they're likely guarded.
Then woe to the men who stand for the foul.
What are you doing here?
Let's do this!
It's through this latch.
Intruders!
Here they...
Intruders!
Ah, eyes from the White Spire.
Stay back, Sable.
Finally gathered the gall to try, did you? You seem to have forgotten what happens to the children of women who...
You leave Sasha alone!
Oh, don't waste your words. When you're gone, you won't be able to shed tears for her anyway. And you, Inspitore, it seems you've found out about my little operation. I'm afraid I can't let you leave now.
Watch your Thanks.
A final chance, Inspitore. Turn and leave, and the blood of the innocent needn't be on your hands.
I will not let willful ignorance cost the people of this Bonko their lives, Beniva.
Oh, you interfering will do far worse than that, I assure you.
Beniva, please!
Enough! If talk will not turn you away, then perhaps action will.
Hold your ground!
You will see what you have cost them.
Sasha!
You have lost, Beniva. Stand down and let the people of this Bonko go.
This is Umber, Inspitore. Nothing is lost until death, and little is gained without it.
Ready yourselves! You. The mechanisms of a contract, Beniva.
The Laboris are fools. They think to take everything into their own hands, but you have seen through their ideals. You know why this place exists.
I am not here for your justifications. Goodbye, Beniva.
Sasha!
Take it in. We owe it to you.
Please, Sable. If it hadn't been for you...
Stop it, Cicero. You know where the true credit lies.
Looks like they're leaving.
Goodbye, Inspetore.
Goodbye.
Leaving so soon?
Zelia?
A good thing you did today.
What are you doing here?
Keeping an eye on my wards, of course. And the people who interfere with them. I am the head matron of the Sorelle, lest you've forgotten.
And you let this pass?
I did not encourage it, certainly. But Beniva had her uses, though even she was not aware of my gaze.
But yet you seem to care none that Beniva is now gone.
In the city, those who cannot learn to ride the tides of change will quickly drown beneath their foam. A few letters of appreciation to both the Laboris and the Registry for rooting out the rotten flesh. A promise from one of the lesser matrons that she will take care of this ward better than Beniva. In the grand scheme, there is little that is lost from the late matron's departure.
What is this about, Zelia? Surely you didn't stop me to remind me of the Dance of Shadows.
It's come to my knowledge that you're traveling with one of my mariners.
What of it?
Are you aware that he is in charge of an orphanage?
He mentioned it briefly before.
Today a songstress came by asking for him.
Olana?
She's asked for his place of residence, invoking her authority as songstress to claim the knowledge. We told her about the sail heart.
You want me to tell him?
If you could be so kind. I have a feeling this might be something he'd want to know.
I'll see to it that he does.
Thank you, Inspectore. Now, I best be off. The events here have clearly taken care of themselves. Until next time, Cicero.
Let's get back. I have news for the mariner.
And you are certain that it's true?
The messenger that delivered it was trustworthy, yes.
I need to go.
What is it?
Earlier this day, you offered to listen to my burdens.
That offer still stands.
You should follow me. But you alone.
Kaldena?
What?
Talk to me about the sail heart. I'd like to know more about it.
12 years ago, I had just been promoted to skipper and had been given a home in the tempered tides. It wasn't a big place, but it was decent enough for a whole family, though I lived alone. One day, there was a loud rapping on my door. It was raining that evening, I remember, and I could hardly distinguish the knocks from the thunder. But I opened the door and found him, dressed in the gold of the Luca, standing before me, drenched in rain and blood. In his arms he carried a body, a young girl that had belonged to a mask runner his patrol had killed. He secretly broke away from them and brought her to the first house with lights, not even knowing if I would take them in. That child was Vind, the first of my 11. And so began what you know as the Sail Heart.
Sounds like quite the hero. Who was this, from the Golden Guild?
Jaxus.
Jaxus Corvale, the songstress's brother?
Yes.
Come on out, little girl.
Get away!
Leave her alone!
Hold your ground!
Vind, it's me.
Oh, thank the ages, Cal.
What happened?
Those men, they must have followed the songstress. I think they were thinking of robbing her, but when they saw the sail heart...
As long as you're safe.
I'm fine.
You mentioned a songstress.
She's left. I'm sorry. She sounded as if she knew you. Once she came in, we couldn't stop her.
Tides. Please, please.
Kaldena, what are you searching for?
Tides, where is it?
Kaldena!
It's gone.
Please, Kaldena.
No! No.
What were you looking for?
My journal.
She took it?
She must have. It's not here.
And you're worried about a journal?
This way.
What is this? By the ages. Whose is this?
No one's. Not anymore.
Armor of the Luca.
Jaxus.
This was his room.
It was ours.
Kaldena. Songs unsung.
Now you understand.
I'm afraid I do.
And?
I don't know.
All right. Please. Close the doors behind you.
Kaldena, wait. Damn. The sunset. What a view. A tattoo kit?
Zeph drew that.
He told me.
Guessed as much when I saw him leave.
I think I might have offended him.
Did you insult Jax?
No, I just said I didn't know how I feel about, it all.
Nah, he's not offended then. Sad, maybe, but not offended. Cal's better than that.
Have you always known?
Yep, a whole lot of us do. And we only love him more for it. He and Jax took good care of us. Better than any of our real parents did, at least.
And you have no issue?
No offense to your mighty cape or anything, sir, but what's there to take issue with? He loves differently from other people. It's still love, and I wasn't taught ever that love was bad.
I know. I was just surprised, I suppose.
But do you take issue with it? The way the whole of Songs does?
No, not I.
That's good. You should let him know. He doesn't hear things like that enough these days. Come on, sir. I'll walk you out.
A final question, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Jaxus. What happened to him?
I'd rather not talk about it. Here we are, sir. I'll see you around.
Quite likely, yes. If you ever need to speak to Kaldena about anything, he's staying with me at a place called the Astiguarий.
Can't say I know it, but I'll be damned if I can't find my way around the city. Excuse my language, sir.
It's all right. Take care of yourself, Vint. Is there any other business you have here? If not, we should get back to the Astiguarий. I, for one, am exhausted.
We?
Kaldena. I was branded a deserter of war. I know how it feels to have the world turn against you. And I'd not inflict that upon anyone, you included.
But earlier...
I was surprised, that's all.
And here I was, ready to pack.
Speaking from experience?
My family. Found out when I was young. Acquainted my face with their fists, threw me out, hoping the thugs or disease would get to me before I could ruin their legacy.
And you proved them wrong.
I never wanted to. All I wanted was to go home.
Well, you have a new home now, anyway.
A home that I worry daily about losing.
Is this why you treat Vasco the way you do?
As someone in the inner circle of the Bloodless, he could know.
And you were afraid word would spread.
Once that happened, if the Hall of Songs knew...
What would happen? I apologize for asking. I am not familiar with these things.
My brother has no children, and my parents' songs were sung a decade ago. If the Hall found out about me, they would deem my family's legacy tainted. Its space on the singing tree would be given to proper families with legacies that will endure.
Does your brother know?
He's the one that cared for me after I was thrown out into the streets. In a way, like you, I owe him my life. And I will not tolerate any threats to his legacy, myself included.
And now Orlana has your journal.
I know.
But what was in it that...
If those are winds we must sail, then let them blow first. I think Vasco should have returned by now, and I am eager to hear what he has to say. The closer we get to finding my brother, the better I'll feel.
I understand. A final word, Kaldena, before we lay this issue to rest.
Yes?
You don't have any plans to tell the others about this, do you?
What do you mean?
I mean, I only speak for myself when I claim acceptance. I am not sure how the others would take it, and I'd rather not find out. Not while we all have to work together.
It's all right. I understand. I hadn't intended to anyway.
Thank you. We're back.
So what was that all about?
Just some Sorelle issues. Nothing you need concern yourself with.
Nothing to do with the investigation?
No. Personal things.
What about Vasco? Have you heard word from...
Salutations! I am returned.
Where is the Bloodless?
In his abode, in a ward which I am certainly disallowed to mention.
You said we could speak with him.
I said he would give you your answers, and answers he has given.
You...
It's all right, Marshal. The answers were our goal either way.
So they were, and so I shall present them. First, the Herald. Unfortunately, he's too recent a phenomenon. Information about him is conflicted, and the most the Bloodless can give is that the Herald is part of a Masquerada faction called the Dactytes.
Nothing new there.
Second, Lysandra. The Whispering Streets.
Labyrinth of the Masqueraders.
How are we supposed to find anyone in that damnable ward?
It will be difficult. The ward is among the city's biggest. Even worse, I doubt she stays in one place. It could take us days.
I have an idea.
What are you asking for? Another contract?
No. Information.
About?
I heard you mention that you were going through all these troubles to find the mariner's brother. Am I correct?
Yes.
Why?
Inspectore, if we tell him, the Bloodless will know. Given that he trades in information, word could get around.
Marshal, you seem to have a disturbingly inaccurate view of the Bloodless and his messengers. Just because we dabble in information does not mean that we spill it all over the place. But of course, you and your bright guild would know nothing about subtlety and secrets, would you? Seeing how you handled Izander and...
Do not defame my guild!
So instead, I should stand here and let you defame mine.
Enough! The twins have been kind enough to find a location free of the politics of the city, and I will not allow the both of you to drag your baggage along. Within these walls, we are colorless. We are here for one purpose, and that is to get Razatov back. The masked runners have him. It's why we're looking for Lysandra, to lead us to the Herald.
And what's he to them?
He was researching powerful ancient artifacts of the Dementicate. If there's anyone that can get us to them, it's him.
Artifacts that do what exactly?
I'd tell you if I knew.
I see. Thank you, Inspectore, for the trust. You can rest assured that I shan't abuse it.
Now, that plan you were talking about?
The pin drop.
The ruins?
Yes. I can do a thing. Spread rumors. Entice Lysandra with word of a cache of masquerines found. And with the Bloodless's help, and trust me, he will help, I can do it by tonight.
You want to bait her out into the ruins?
In this time when masquerines are so scarce, I'm certain she will fall for it.
It sounds like a plan.
What's this? The mariner supporting me now?
Don't make me take it back.
So, Inspectore, what'll it be?
Go. Do what you must.
We should head to the pin drop first thing come sunrise. I will be back here by then.
By the night. I can't believe we just told him.
We didn't have much choice, Marshal. We should get some sleep. Tomorrow's going to be a long day.
Ah, I see you found my trove.
What are these?
My treasures.
Then, the last thing you counted among your treasures tried to kill me.
Oh, please, Cicero. Nala wasn't even poisonous. Besides, biting was her way of showing affection.
Well, at least these aren't alive.
They're very special brews. I'd been cleaning up the Astiguarий some months ago when I rediscovered a recipe I'd gotten off some Tesseric tourists years and years ago. As you can tell, there hasn't been much business here lately, so I thought I'd try something new. Occupy myself and all that.
Was the recipe any good?
Well...
You haven't tried them?
You know I'm not one for these sort of things, and,
What?
You could try one and tell me what you think. The first to try the batch. Consider it an honor.
Your enthusiasm worries me.
Oh, come on, Cicero. For old time's sake. Please?
Why do I think I'm going to regret this?
So, what do you think? Cicero? Cicero!
Songs, Ven.
Ages. I thought I lost you.
How long was I out?
1 minute and 3 seconds.
For a moment, we thought you were dead.
I'm surprised I'm not.
You didn't think you could go off dying on us like that, did you? Can you imagine the songs they'll sing of you, dying because you had a bad drink? The embarrassment.
It was worth a shot.
It was worth 10. That thing is potent, Ven.
For a man who just passed out, you seem fine now.
Yes, the recovery period is surprisingly short.
Oh?
It might hit you like a steed at first, but once it lightens up, well...
Go on, Cicero. Don't leave me hanging. How do you feel?
As though some weight's been lifted. There's a strange clarity to the world. I can't describe it exactly, and I don't know how long it'll last, but I'll admit it isn't the worst feeling.
What news! How excellent!
Indeed. As a connoisseur of fine spirits, I must say your description of it has piqued my interest.
Be warned, though, the initial sensations are not mild. I advise caution.
Well, the mariner is here to take care of us if we so choose to subject ourselves to it, no?
I suppose I could do that.
Perfect! Consider us warned.
So, the stone.
It doesn't react to any of the chemicals that I've got, and I can't even scratch it. Whatever you've brought me, it's something special. Everstone, perhaps?
Well, I can't say that lives up to my hopes, but thank you nonetheless, Ven.
You're welcome. And,
What?
I am a collector, after all, and,
You can have it.
Truly?
Why not? Just as long as you tell me if you find anything more.
Of course. Thank you, Cicero. Now, I think I'll run it through some more, experimental techniques. artifacts. Oh, this is exciting.
You have something for me?
I promise to make good on our bargain by the day's end.
And the day is almost over.
The lady has delivered as she promised. She has found where your rebel leader has been hiding.
And where is...
And she has given you the means you asked for.
What is this?
It is yours.
The second canticle? My brother used to sing it quite a bit. He'd often dreamed about what the city was like during the time. I was thinking, maybe if we found the artifacts, found out how they were used to create Masquerades, maybe we could turn back time. Make the city the way it was back in the second canticle. What do you think?
What do you want?
Amadea.
What do you want?
An answer.
I don't hear a question.
Why are you shutting me out?
I'm sorry. Were you expecting the world to greet you with open arms?
Well, I hadn't expected it to bury me under ice. When I found out that you were a mask runner, I thought... I don't know, that I could talk to you.
Talk to me?
You were a mask runner, a part of what my brother had once led. Is it so wrong for me to want to connect with his legacy?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Why?
Because I've left that life behind. Who do you think you are, to come back and try to talk to me about the war that you weren't even a part of? You don't know what we went through.
I lost my brother.
I lost my life. Everything that I had, everything that I was, I lost. So don't you dare come back and tell me to talk to you about it.
Then why did you agree to come?
Oh, my friends. What secrets you've been keeping.
This...
What do you mean you don't know where it is?
I've heard its name before. Doesn't mean I've actually visited it.
What's going on?
The rumors have been spread, but we don't know where the pin drop is exactly.
Yes, well, I'd taken for granted that...
That what?
That maybe one of you might have known.
It's a set of ruins, isn't it? You'd know where it is, wouldn't you, Amadea?
It's an obscure set. I've heard of them before, but I should be able to find it if I came along.
Excellent. What are we waiting for, then?
Today is a special day. Amadea will be your guide.
Are you sure, sir? We know the city like the back of our hands.
Do you know where the pin drop is?
Well, that's... might be the dirt under our fingernails.
Let's go.
right, now stay left. We don't want to cross the roads that circle the old fountain.
So that'll take us through Alamar's alley?
No, you go around that. When you come to the junction, turn right.
But I thought you said to stay left.
Not this time.
Well, that's what you said about Periwinkle Gardens.
Well, I'm saying that again. So listen. Stay left, and when you come across the 3rd Street after the junction of the 7th and 11th...
Did we finally make it?
The ruins are right over there.
Oh, thank the ages. I don't think the horses would have survived another turn.
Well, they'll have to, because you can't stay here. It's too open.
And where do you suppose we go, then?
There's an abandoned warehouse just off this street. You can hide the horses in there and climb to its top story. It's quite safe. You'll be able to see the pin drop and watch for our return.
Right. Got it.
Hear something?
I'm not sure. Sounds like rushing water. So, where do you think she'll be?
In the ruins just ahead. No one will think to look for masquerades out here and...
Stop.
Damn it.
Turn around. Well, I'd heard that you'd returned to our shores, but you... What are you doing with him?
The company I keep is none of your business.
It is when he abandoned us.
Like you abandoned Invidious.
Amadea, it's been 5 years.
And he's still gone.
You disappoint me, Cicero. I'd been waiting here, hoping to be surprised, but yet you simply walk in.
How did you know?
The ways of the street are my lifeline. You think I would not suspect anything when rumors begin popping up all over the place? You're a fool to think that plan would have worked.
Oh, now that hurt.
I knew someone was baiting me out. I wanted to know who.
Now you do.
Now I want to know why.
I need to get to the Herald.
And you think I will take your hand and lead you there?
I was hoping we could come to an arrangement, yes.
What bridge do you see that I do not, Cicero? What reasons am I blinded to that have made you believe that I have forgiven you for what you did 5 years ago?
My brother is gone, and...
Because of you! You could have fought for him. For us. Your people. And instead you chose that cape!
I did not choose the Masquerada over you!
No! Even worse. You didn't choose at all. A spineless, pathetic man is easier to hate than even a traitor!
Do you think I don't know that?
Why do you want the Herald?
The Daktites have captured a friend of mine. I need to get him back.
And what will you do for us?
My friend was on a quest for great power. If you lead us to the Herald...
Do not lie to me.
I may have burnt my bridges once, but I have not forgotten my roots.
If you are searching for the Herald, there are a few things you must know.
The ruins!
Get down! Is everyone all right?
Other than the fact that we nearly died.
Nearly. Be grateful.
Where are we?
The pin drop. Those holes in the ground. This must be what's beneath.
There's so much life here.
There's water from the river and sunlight from above. It's beautiful. Here they come! Kilgan were fierce.
We should move. We need to find a way out of this place.
What is this place, exactly? It barely feels like we're in the city at all.
We're beneath it. That river over there, I suspect the Kalara drains out through this. The hundreds of years that it's been coursing through here must have been enough to carve out this cavern beneath the surface.
And drain out into where?
The echoing plains, just beyond. It probably joins the Venedivita some ways down.
That would make sense. We are at the edge of the city, after all.
Come on. Our legs are... Lost legacies. There. That spire cuts through the earth. Might be our exit. What do you think? So, Amadea. Invidious?
What did you say about our mouths getting us out of this?
Amadea, this is ridiculous.
I'm sorry if I'm concerned about getting us out.
Who is invidious?
I told you.
If you don't want to talk about it because it makes you upset, then fine. But once it affects the investigation...
It's not.
She opened up to you and you shut her out! We could have used that! Who is invidious?
He brought me into the Mask Runners. Taught me everything I know. During your brother's assault on the White Spire, a bunch of us went. I was supposed to go with Invidious, support him. But when things got rough, Lysandra pulled me out. She let Invidious die. When I found out, I left the Mask Runners. End of story. Are we done?
For now.
Then let's move.
Here we go.
This looks... ceremonial.
Religious, even. Well, that's rather elaborate.
It's a depiction. A ritual of some sort.
Who's that? In the middle?
I'm not sure. There's a mark on his head, but I can't quite make out what it is.
They seem to be fawning over him.
They certainly look like they're cleaning him, yes.
A king of sorts, perhaps? There seem to be guards at the edge of the mural.
Too early to say. We should keep moving.
This is where the king was cleaned, it seems.
It certainly corresponds with the mural. There.
What does it say?
It's not Dementica, it's just a symbol. The other doors have it as well.
Hold on. I recognize one of them. The one on the right. There was a collection of stones in the room that looked like it. This is it.
You think it might be a key of some sort?
Only one way to find out.
Go, my friends, go!
Now. There we go.
Another mural.
What's this one about?
This one's a little clearer. They've written the symbol of mind above the mural.
It doesn't look very pleasant, does it?
It's the same man from earlier. The one with the mark on his forehead.
Can you make it out here?
No, but I'm getting the feeling that he wasn't a king.
This is where they laid him out.
I don't understand what they used it for, though.
These tools look painful.
Unfit for a king, surely.
Here, again.
It's as though there was a procedure that was supposed to be followed. A ritual that brought them through these rooms in this order.
Well, we still have another 2 rooms to go, so let's make it quick.
Watch your flanks!
This must have been their god. What word is that, above it?
Soul.
The word on his head is a lot clearer now. Amadea?
It means criminal.
This was his punishment?
I don't know.
Well, we should look around. There's still one last door.
Time is his plaything. The lands are his clay. His word is law. Our lives are his. Faith in him must we place, for he sees all. No, his gaze could rain destruction. His heartbeat could give life to lands. His breath could level mountains. His whisper could open the skies.
And here's the last one.
Are you ready?
What are they doing?
Not attacking.
Why?
The statue. They're staying away from it.
As though they revere it too.
Come on. Let's not take it for granted. What do you think this whole ritual was about?
I'd say some sort of cleansing. In the first hall, there was a physical cleansing. In the second...
It said mental, but I don't think cutting people up was very clean for the mind.
The third hall was a cleansing of the soul. It was a religious room, after all.
And now the last one?
Probably to see why our poor criminal needed to be so clean. Let's go. This mist again. Be on your guard. Oh no.
Let's do this! It's heating up!
Thank you. Drinks on me later.
Teach that is a lesson I won't forget. I can't take it!
It's all Dementica.
It's a recitation. You who sinned, you have been cleansed. You will serve, a vessel to atone for your transgressions. You will heal the flesh you harmed and shield the face you scorned. For all eternity you will be. Your soul will be bared for all to see, and your strength given to those you weakened. Through the Father's heart you will be redeemed from...
From what?
Ophira amesta aves atu. From man to mask, you will be.
Are you saying...
The Masquerines had once been Dementicate. They're criminals. There is no other interpretation.
These were their gallows. Ages. This changes everything.
You bet it does. Our Masquerines, they'd been alive once, Cicero. They'd have stories to tell, worlds to paint for us. If only we could somehow get to them. What?
I'm just trying to understand.
I think I explained it quite well.
Not it. You. Why you try so hard to hide this side of you. Under all your acidic words, there is a heart that beats. I just don't know why you suffocate it.
Cicero, don't.
But Amadea...
There we go.
Amadea?
I was just thinking. The artifacts, if we find them, if we want to make more Masquerades, who's going to play the criminal?
Come on.
Oh, by the ages! What did the ancient folk have for legs?
Just be glad it's behind us.
What is that? Liz.
We have to help her.
Ages. What is that thing?
Questions later.
Here we go.
What are you...
Amadea.
We searched the cavern below, sir. She didn't make it.
Get back to the streets. The others need to know. Gently.
I'm sorry.
This moment has been on the horizon ever since the war began.
That doesn't make it any easier.
Yes, it does. We are tired of fighting, of losing, of dying. Our respect for Lysandra, for the dream she held onto, was all that kept us going. Now that she is gone...
What are you saying?
Perhaps now is the time for us to rest, to fade into the shadows, where we should never have left. Perhaps it is good that she is gone.
You don't mean that.
Yes, I do. The crest of the Melicarte. Your brother designed it. A wreath of...
Of Night's Bane, to remind us to be a beacon of light in the darkest shadows. A swath of red for the blood of those who gave their lives for us. And a shattered mask for the dream that one day they will not matter.
That dream has long withered in our hearts. This crest no longer has a home.
Cesaro.
Take it, or the soil will. Good. Now, the golden canvas.
What?
Before the Dactytes attacked, Lysandra was going to tell you about the Herald. They have a temple under the golden canvas. Lysandra and I had been there once. They tried converting us, but we resisted.
A temple?
For something that's appearing to be their religion. Go there, and you will learn more yourself. There is only a single red grating in the whole ward. Descend through it, and you'll figure it out.
And what of the Melicarte?
I have said already. Now is the time for us to sleep. Goodbye, Cicero. I hope we never see each other again.
A little early for a fire.
It's a cold day.
Did you know her well?
Not really. I'd seen her maybe twice in all. And she and my brother, they were close.
There was nothing you could have done. You made a breakthrough today, learning about Masquerades. That's quite an accomplishment.
It doesn't feel like it.
Everyone's talking about the golden canvas. It's Seho's sojourn today. It'll be bustling.
Festivities, just what I needed.
Cicero.
I know, this is pathetic, but allow me just a moment. The Melicate were my brother's dream, and now it seems foolish that I'm mourning something that died years ago.
You mourn when your heart calls for it. There is never a foolish time.
Kaldena?
Yes?
Never mind. It's an unworthy thought.
I think by now we both know there is no such thing.
This investigation, this thing that we're wrapped up in, it's growing bigger than I ever imagined it'd be.
I don't think any of us imagined that we'd learn that Masquerades had been Dementicate, that they'd been alive.
I don't know what else we'll find. How much bigger this might get. We have limits, all of us. I made a promise.
And you're trying to keep it. That's enough for me.
Have you spoken to the twins?
The carriage can't fit all of us, but they're willing to make 2 trips. Leventhus and his family have plans to go too. They are runic after all.
Then we should leave soon.
I'll tell the others.